Human beings in their fundamental nature are pure consciousness. Consciousness that is a part of the macrocosmic, uniform, boundless, infinite, formless consciousness. There are different levels of consciousness and different bandwidth of consciousness. So our physical body, you can think of it as the grossest form of consciousness, of matter that we are able to touch and feel. Then we have our emotions, which is the astral bandwidth of consciousness. Now, if you cut a human body up, you will never find where the emotions are. And yet, sometimes when you meet with some people, you experience their presence and being loving, caring, nurturing. Somebody might just walk into the room and you might feel delighted just by their presence. And then there are other people with whom you shake hands and you feel like I need to wash my hand after I shook hands with it. So, emotions is an energy bandwidth that is subtler than the physical body and that exists in a bioplasmic around the physical body called the astral body. Now, between the physical body and the astral body, there is also the energetic body, the etheric aura, which is the source of our vitality. Now, above the next level of consciousness, so let me repeat again, physical body, then the bioplasmic field of etheric body, which stores the vitality. Then there is the next layer of our emotions or the astral body. Then is thoughts. Again, you cut open the brain, you will not find the thoughts. Sometimes you have experience of telepathy. Your partner is thinking about something and you call them, or experiences like that. That is the mental aura, mental layer of the aura of the mental body. So when we talk about the human experience as a personality, as an ego not as the small e with the capital E, ego as in this manifestation of a breathing physical body with emotions and thoughts and vitality, these are the four levels of consciousness in it. The physical body, the etheric body, the astral body and the mental body. So when we talk about the body-mind-spirit connection, the first step is to understand that these are these bandwidths of consciousness that exist in what we see a body, and they are not anchored inside the body, but they are around it. Then above that is the energy that differentiates us between living and the dead. The seat of the soul within us that gives us life. The difference between an animate object and inanimate object. So literally speaking, the difference between a stone and a human being is that spirit within us or that energy within us that gives us the purpose. This is called the energy of the soul. It is a bandwidth of consciousness that transcends the physical body and exists on a higher consciousness plane where our karma is stored, records of our past and future record. This is a bandwidth of consciousness that's beyond the temporal plane. Temporal plane means the linearity of time does not exist. Soul essentially is a manifestation of the qualities of willpower, love and wisdom, and creative intelligence. In the Eastern system, it's called Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, or Holy Father, Holy Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the Christian system, is an analog of the same. These are the three qualities of which the ultimate reality is made up of. That is of willpower, omnipotence, creative intelligence, omniscience, and omnipresence, presence in everywhere. Now, this soul has a purpose for us that lasts eons of time. This soul that incarnates as this physical body, which has the thoughts, feelings, vitality, and is connected, our body or ego is connected to the soul using an energetic cord called antakarana. So, antakaran in Sanskrit, which is with which we receive the vitality or the purpose energy from the soul into this body. So when we think about the connection between mind, body and spirit, the more and more we detox our physical body, that means we have less toxins and so on and so forth, the cleaner the vessel becomes, the body becomes, more we get in touch with the true nature of the triplicity of human existence, of the vitality, emotion and the mental bodies. Similarly, when we detox our emotions and mind, also through meditation, we experience that union. So true integration and synthesis as an ontological being, as a lived experience of all layers of consciousness that compose this body, requires us to be in a state of recognition and realization and embodiment of this Trinity, which requires us to intentionally undertake practices of mindfulness and meditation, mostly meditation. So, bringing back to the second part of the question, it is the practice of meditation that helps us purify, awaken, and connect these 4 different levels of consciousness that exist within our lived experience. Now, the same technique can also help us connect with our higher self, which is our soul, which has the store of our purpose. Part of that purpose we are fulfilling this life. And the cycle of reincarnation essentially is taking different births, different bodies, which are temporal, that live for a period of time, to complete the purpose that is manifested in the soul. So, meditation is also the technique to connect with our higher self. Now, mindfulness practices allow us to purify our interaction in the world. I say this is the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. Meditation helps us connect with our soul, and mindfulness helps us express our purpose in the society with all the virtues of love, compassion, gratitude, patience, so on and so forth, helping impact our families, our workplace, our society around us, and making it better by bringing in that space of mindfulness into it. I do want to make a moment to say, in the popular culture, we say spirit and soul as interchangeable. But in the esoteric systems, there are 2 different levels of consciousness. So there is the soul that is atemporal, that gives us our purpose for eons of time. And above the soul is another bandwidth of consciousness called the spirit. That connects us with the logos. Logos being the source of all consciousness in this planetary system. Just the way the body has a birth and eventually completion of its cycle and death, soul can last for millions of years, if you believe in multiple life psychology, that is. Similarly, spirit can last for evolution of future of humanity. Once you begin to recognize that nature, your attachment to who you are today and all that you have accomplished or accumulated changes, because you realize that is a very temporary nature of yourself. The true nature of yourself is the purity of karma and virtues that you have put in the soul. Now, as we live life with virtues and with service, we earn good karma, which essentially has 2 functions. One, it helps our next life with more grace, and also it brings us to a next level of evolution, that one day we will be free from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Aligning to the power of our soul is a very powerful technique to give us way of being, thoughts, feelings, and actions that are consistent with our greatest purpose this life. So when you're aligned to your soul, what you say, what you do, how you conduct your life, and what constitutes your life become the purest expression of your life's true purpose. And that is perhaps the most important reason why the path of spiritual growth and development is important, because it helps us unfold that true sense of purpose with which we were born into this life. A purpose that transcends goals and objectives and relationships and accomplishment. A purpose that even transcends the linearity of time in this life. Empowerment from such a purpose brings you a level of alignment, peace, and purposefulness that is comparable to any other experience that you will otherwise have. Both of dedicated gusto to keep going, while that eternal stillness of the ocean and the depth of the experience of peace within you. That is the mind, body, spirit integrating into one as an embodied, lived experience.